Hey guys, welcome to our new AMA session. It's this time a special AMA. We are more or less exclusively talking about the exchange listing of the SVD token. And I think the community has been waiting for quite some time for this one. It was one of the most excitedly discussed topics over the past month. And therefore, we're now finally approaching the day. It's tomorrow. It's August the 10th, and it's going to happen at 8 p.m. Central European summertime. So that means that basically at 8 p.m. plus minus, you can never guarantee until the last second, but at 8 p.m. Central European summertime, tomorrow, Friday, 10th of August, we will start the trading of the SVD token. And there's going to be four exchanges where the token will be listed. The first one, the biggest one, potentially with the biggest, highest volume, is going to be HitBTC. This was also, by the way, the first exchange which we announced in a very, very early stage during our ICO. Then we have Bancor, the liquidity network where our token will be tradable. We have two decentralized exchanges. The first one is IDEX and the second one is TIDEX. So these four exchanges are going to be the core set of exchanges we're going to start off with, and that's going to happen tomorrow, Friday, August 10th at 8 p.m. Central European summertime. So that's the big news, the big date. You should not miss. And of course, we will also again communicate the exact timing. If you don't have the opportunity to watch this live, if you should only later on, there will be not a chance to miss that. We're going to communicate it on Telegram, on Facebook, on Twitter, so to make sure that everybody is aware of the listing start. That's most important first of all. So then what's also new around the token and what's important for the token listing? Well, firstly, what can happen, and we just heard some first rumors, and we need to double check and clarify that some smaller decentralized exchanges may also add our token and start trading the SVD token. So one platform which we are currently double checking is basically Komodo. This is the barterDEX, so also a decentralized exchange. And there is even one more which is called TokenJar. So that's also quite smallish decentralized exchange. As you guys know, decentralized exchanges have the opportunity to list standard ERC20 tokens like the SVD token just on their own behalf. So there does not need really to be a communication. They mostly inform the party whom token they want to list by a tweet or by an email. In these cases, we have just also learned this very recently, so we need to double check and clarify if all is legit here. But that could be two decentralized exchanges which may hop on the trading start tomorrow as well. So barterDEX from Komodo and also TokenJar. But we will clarify to make this 100% sure and safe. And once it's double confirmed, we're going to also officially announce that on our website, but also on our all social media channels and also on Telegram. So this is basically about it regarding the set of the exchanges. So smaller decentralized ones may add up to the trading starts, which happens at 8 p.m. That's important. Many people are currently asking, what is the exact timing? It's 8 p.m. Central European summertime. So please note that down. So then for the rest, one other information which I think is important in order to have all facts together for the stats and KPIs of the SAVEDROID token is, we have all in all now a total supply of tokens of roughly 7 billion tokens. So the max supply out of the ICO would have been 10 billion. We have actually sold some 4.2 billion tokens. Then 40% of the tokens are reserved for other buckets. That brings the total of tokens which have been created, the so-called max total supply to 7 billion, and the remaining, the 3 billion, tokens will be burned before the trading starts. So that's basically the one information. What's the total amount of token then supplied? 7 billion. Now, of course, for trading purposes, for holding purposes, one important information always is what will be the circulating proportion of this 7 billion. So out of this 7 billion, we do have a circulating supply of only 2.6 billion. So as you see, it's significantly less than 50%. So circulating supply of the SAVEDROID token is only going to be 2.6 billion here, so significantly below the total supply. And also one very exciting information is that if we look to the top 20 token addresses, to the top 20 owners, 17 out of this top 20 are bound by vesting periods. So the tokens are not immediately up for sale directly. So that's also an important information. So you can see that we also were able to convince people to hold on to the token. So I think that is also some very important, some very good news around our listing start. Total supply at 7 billion token, thereof 2.6 billion token circulating supply of SVD. One other question which was there in the community is, will SVD be listed on CoinMarketCap? And yes, the answer is definitely yes. So we have already pre-applied for a listing at CoinMarketCap. We need to double confirm again tomorrow. CoinMarketCap, as they do it, is they need to see that first there is some trading activity. So they are checking and connected to the APIs of the different exchanges. And once they see that some trading volume is happening, and we have already completed the application process, what we've already done yesterday, then they're going to add the token. So hopefully, if everything works out well, from tomorrow night, but I think very latest Saturday, Sunday, our token should be added and should be also visible. Now, hopefully, if the internet is stable, the new live streaming should be up and running. We had the intro already in the first part, and I was now then just coming to the section of explaining again why we basically stopped the minting process now just before the official listing starts. As you know, and we informed really everybody about this one. As you know, we had a deadline which ran until last Friday. It was August the 3rd. And everybody would have needed to complete the KYC and to set the minting mode and to enter its wallet address in order to make sure to receive the tokens on time for the listing start this Friday, August 10th. So after last Friday, after August 3rd, we have now a freeze period, which will take a few days, and we're gonna now rebuild the system. So basically now in the future, what you can do, you will be able to both enter minting mode and get your tokens minted on our website, or alternatively, that would be the second option. You can also download the SAVEDROID app and do it from there. There's going to be a web view where you then can basically manage your minting settings. So that basically I also wanted to explain up front, because this has been one of the questions which was there in the community and which was discussed quite lively, because it seemed that many people have been very late. Some of them may have missed the deadline. Nevertheless, at this point in time, I kindly ask also for your understanding. We cannot mint any tokens anymore. We cannot currently process any KYCs anymore before the trading starts. We will resume this somewhat then next week after the trading start. But for the moment being, the deadline was clearly communicated for being last week, Friday, August 3rd. So for whomever who should have missed that, unfortunately, at this point in time, we cannot really help you with anything and minting the tokens before the trading start. I hope you can understand, but we needed to do this freeze so that the listing start can happen in a smooth way, and we can process everything very easily. So that is, I think, enough from my side. We can now start answering all the community questions which may be there. I'm just now looking here, as always, in the channel, and we'll pick the questions one by one. and then we can basically take it from there. So the first question is from Ryan Marcus, and he's asking, what is the fifth exchange going to be? As you guys know, I think what Ryan is referring to here is we had announced already in the past that we will add more exchanges. On the one hand side, as you know, there is one top 5 exchange where we are still in negotiations in order to fix the trading start date. So this discussion is still ongoing. And as I also told you in the last AMA sessions, we are in negotiations with other exchanges, which we do want to add for listing our token. So at this point in time, I cannot yet tell you what will be the immediate next one. As I already said in the intro session, it can well be that smaller decentralized exchanges will pick up our token and will then just start listing the SAVEDROID token. This is nothing which we really can influence too much. But here, I would not expect from a user side too big exchanges. Typically, smaller decentralized exchanges do that in the first place, and then later on, once the project has more reach, has more traction, also bigger exchanges will keep adding to that. So therefore, I cannot, I'm going to be very transparent about that, I cannot one-to-one tell you what will be the next exchange which we will announce and where the SAVEDROID token is going to be listed. But what I can already tell you is there are going to be more exchanges also over the next weeks. So we are doing our best. We are in discussions to create more positive news flow on that. Then second question from Andreas, when token minting? Still didn't get mine. Andreas, I was just trying to explain that it depends on, first of all, did you already complete your KYC? Did you enter your wallet address? Did you set the minting mode to mint all the tokens to your wallet? And when did you do it? If you completed all these 3 steps before last Friday, August 3rd, end of the day, then you should have already gotten your tokens. If one of these steps was missing before that deadline and you only completed it thereafter, then the minting is going to take a bit longer. It will not happen anymore before the token is going to hit the exchanges. We asked for a bit patience here. That's why we set the timeline, so that will give us the opportunity to have the processing which needs to be done, and which is quite a lot of work on the technical side. Toby, my co-founder, you know him from the Telegram channel. He's working very long hours since the last weeks in order to make everything happen from the tech side, to get all the vesting contracts, everything arranged, so for setup that we're all set and ready to go tomorrow evening. And therefore, in order to get that ready, we needed to have this hard cutoff, and this cutoff has been last Friday. So that is the information here. Whoever has completed all the steps before should receive his tokens before the listing. Who has not done so will not receive the tokens before the listing. Here we ask for your kind understanding. If you should have done that before the deadline and still should not have received your tokens, please do contact our support, which would be on Telegram. So do join our Telegram channel. So it's @SAVEDROID on Telegram. Do reach out to an admin, and he will be able to direct you to the answer and helping you to solve the issue. That would be, dear Andreas, may I ask if you would be part of this first group, having completed everything but still not received your token. If you should be part of the second group, so basically saying you were not able to complete it in time, I would kindly ask for your patience, and then the minting will happen over the next weeks. Next question is from Jay Ryan, saying initial token price at exchanges. Yeah, that's of course always a good question. We don't know. We are not speculating about this one. I already told you some important determinants, obviously, that the total circulating amount is significantly less than the max supply of the tokens. We have a circulating volume of tokens of only 2.6 billion, whereas the total supply, the max supply of the token is only 7 billion. And as I already told you, 17 out of the top 20 wallets are restricted by lockups. So I think that's a good news in order what we can say about potential sales pressure. On the other hand side, the crypto markets have become a bit more challenging. As you know, we see that the Bitcoin price was a bit under pressure over the last days. So it's going to be a tough one, obviously. Market timing is extremely hard here. But please do understand that we cannot speculate about the opening price of our token. Do feel free to discuss that in the community, though. I think in our Telegram channel, also in our other channels, users are very open for this discussion. So do reach out and discuss that with your fellow SAVEDROIDers, dear Jay. Next one here is from Markus Schlosser. And he's asking, will our SVDs being transferred to the app? So Marcus, in this case that you have chosen, keep my SVDs with SAVEDROID, then the answer is yes to your question. So whoever has set minting mode to keep my tokens with SAVEDROID, then we will automatically mint your tokens to your user account, which you will then be able to access through the SAVEDROID application. As you know, the SAVEDROID application currently is available only in English language, only outside of Germany. But what we will do, of course, is the app will become soon available also on iOS and soon for also token transferring also in Germany. So that will then ensure that all the users out there who have participated in the ICO will have an opportunity to access their tokens, which are kept with SAVEDROID, through the SAVEDROID application. And that's basically how it's going to work. I hope, Marcus, that this answers your question. Then we have Asjad Anwar asking details of top 5 exchange, please. Asjad, this is unfortunately a topic on which I cannot provide too much details. The ones of you who are regular joiners and watchers here of my AMA sessions, you know that basically we are part of a confidentiality agreement. And this confidentiality agreement basically looks like that we are not able to disclose the name of this top 5 exchange because this right is exclusively reserved to this very exchange. So basically, if we would disclose it, this would break one of the listing rules, and then we would disqualify ourselves for getting listed at this very exchange. So therefore, the only thing, and I'm being consistent here in what I'm telling, what I can tell you is we are pushing in the negotiations with this exchange to fix a date for listing as soon as possible. On the other hand side, the exchange has the degree of freedom to decide on the actual listing date. Therefore, at the end, they will decide in this regard. I do hope, dear Asjad, that this answers your question. So then we have as a next question here from Marco Wenninger, will all exchanges list at the exact same time? So Marco, yes, we do hope that this will be the case. You can never guarantee one by one. This is what we have agreed on. This is what we have discussed with the exchanges. However, if you look always to the fine print, every exchange reserves a right that in case of technical issues or difficulties, whatever that would mean, they would have the chance to delay the trading start. That eventually means that, yes, we have done our best in negotiating that all the exchanges will start tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central European summertime, but we cannot guarantee for 100%. It may be that there are slight delays on the one or the other platform. Therefore, best is if you monitor all the platforms if you're really interested in trading the token in the first place. So therefore, that's unfortunately one thing where we tried our best to get everything down as concentrated as possible. We are currently planning towards 8 p.m. Friday night, German time, and there may be a slight chance that the one or the other exchange may be slightly delayed from that timing. So please do watch out for your own. We, of course, once it's live on the exchanges, will also then inform our communities. Best thing will be if you can be part of our Telegram channel. It's at SAVEDROID on Telegram. I would kindly also ask my community team to again post the link on which you then can click to join Telegram if you should not already be a member. The other option would be to follow us also on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is at SAVEDROID AG. So that's the only real SAVEDROID account. We can also kindly please post it here, that you don't follow any spam accounts. And if you should follow us either on Twitter or if you should be part of the Telegram community, then we will also let you know real time once the trading starts. So therefore, I think that's another good opportunity if you want to just have the highest level of security to be informed in the first place. But all for the rest, what I can say, we are really working towards this 8 p.m. mark. I hope that this answers your questions in a sufficient way. Then we have and he's asking why I still have not received my SVD token. It's been long than 180 days since the transaction was completed. KYC finished. I only get token purchased by BTC, so that would mean Bitcoin. I sent a message to you a few days ago, and I still have not received any answer. Wojciech, what I would kindly ask you here is really to, again, reach out to our admins on the Telegram channel. So please do join our Telegram channel. It's at SAVEDROID. We will also post the link right here. If you should not already be in there, please do then reach out to an admin. He can guide you the right way. And I think the easiest interaction will be to interact directly on Telegram, because then our support staff can check your account, can see if something went wrong. And the guys are highly motivated and highly willing to help you. So please do follow that channel. I think it's the most efficient for you, also for us, to get you hooked up with the right admins who can answer your questions in a timely manner. So I would kindly ask you to do that. Then we have from ADP the question, any idea what price after listed? Again here, sorry, we don't do speculations on our own token price. I think this is a highly welcome discussion in our social media groups. Please discuss that on Telegram, please discuss it on Facebook, on Twitter, wherever you want to do it. On Bitcoin Talk is also a good opportunity in our own thread, which we are having there. So please have a constructive, open, and controversial discussion about what you guys do expect around the listing. Then Marco again asking here, when will it be possible to move tokens from one wallet to another? So basically that's then the unlocking of the smart contract, and that will happen in time also with the listing and the trading start of the token. So as you guys know, basically how it works is that currently we are controlling the trading start of our token. So what we need to do is we need to unlock the smart contract, so basically unlock the tokens for trading. And that will also happen tomorrow night around 8 p.m. Central European summertime. So that timeline is aligned basically with the trading start. So that's the whole idea. Everything will just start around 8 p.m. So also here, unlocking of the token, dear Marco, should be around 8 p.m. In line with the trading start. The next question that we have here is again from Wojciech. It's again regarding the token minting. Wojciech, I would really kindly ask you to reach out to the support. I think that's the easiest. Bit difficult for me now here in the AMA to answer that, because I cannot check your user account while we're having the AMA, but our admins can on Telegram. So I think that's really the way to go for you. Then we have Milan here. Milan is asking how many times you need to unlock token and when you will do it. That's going in the same direction as the question of Marco Wenninger, what we had earlier. So basically here again, the unlocking of the token, the trading start is going to be 8 p.m. tomorrow, Friday, August 10th, and it's going to be Central European summertime, so the local time in Germany this is relating to. So if you do want to convert your time to your time zone, please do use any time zone converter on Google. It's going to be an easy thing. Please make sure that you enter there 8 p.m. Central European summertime. That's important that you don't do any mistake once recalculating the different time zones. Then we have Dihai asking here, what's the listing price? If that goes in the direction, what has been the final price in the ICO? It was 1 cent, 1 euro cent per token. That was the final sales price. and I think then you guys can discuss in the community what do you expect as an opening price, as a trading price. But the initial sales price of our token was 1 euro cent per SVD, and in the pre-sale, which was limited to 500 million token, there the bonus was attached to 30%. So basically, you got 1.3 tokens for 1 euro cent. In the main sale, there was no bonus. There it was 1 SVD being purchased for 1 euro cent. So that was basically the sales price. I hope that this goes in the right direction. Again, more discussions, more questions here about the prediction of the price. Unfortunately, I myself cannot comment on this one. I think that's a discussion really needs to go on in the community, so feel free to engage in this one. This question, I think I can see here is basically in the top of the mind of many people. I can understand. I think we are also very curious about tomorrow, really excited. The whole team is. We've now worked for the last 2 weeks, really focused on preparing the listing start. And that's then basically the point tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. Central European Summer Time, when all comes together. The whole team is really excited to see what will happen. And of course, will then be interesting to see where the token price will move. But I think really price predictions, please do understand, we cannot engage in this discussion. Please have this discussion inside the community. So then we have as the next question from Al-Madia, and here the question is, when is SAVEDROID going to be listed on a top 5 exchange? This question we had already before, so I'm going to keep it short. Here the point is, as you know, we do have one top 5 exchange, and now we just need to fix the listing date. Here the decision is really taken by the exchange, so we cannot influence it too much. We are of course pushing for listing as soon as possible, but at the end of the day, the exchange needs to confirm the listing date. And unfortunately, we cannot disclose the name of this exchange because that would break the listing rules and that would qualify the SVD token from getting listed at this very exchange. So I hope, Elmadia, that you can understand this one, and please, we are asking a bit for patience in this regards. Then Alexandru is saying here, funny you say the community is open for discussion since you blocked a lot of people on the Telegram, which is the only way to contact the team for asking simple question about the project. Yeah, thanks for bringing up this, Alexandru. So I'm always on a regular basis discussing with our community managers and our community team in Telegram, and I think we have a very straightforward community policy here, as many other projects, at least the legit projects out there, which is of course keeping the community clean, right? And therefore one strict rule is also reducing a FUD in the community. We have many people who like to spread fear, uncertainty, doubts whatsoever. So FUD fighting is definitely one of the core values our community managers are following, and therefore this is one of the rules which must be clearly obeyed. A second rule in the community, of course, is also no whatsoever insulting of other community members of the team of SAVEDROID, of someone who is there. This includes racism, this includes just normal insulting. We had all this shit, but we are not accepting any of this, and I think that's also in the best interest of the community, and therefore we are kindly asking everyone who wants to bring up criticism to do it in a constructive manner, but not by insulting people, not by getting angry, not by shouting at someone. This is not the way we want to have a discussion in the community, because then it's eventually not a discussion, then it's just a fight going on, and we're not fighting in our community. That's not our style of community management. So I do hope that you can understand that. If one of our admins is banning a user, then typically this comes not without a prior warning. So therefore also people get warned up front. If they then still continue to misbehave, then at one point in time a ban cannot be avoided anymore. And here full support for our admins. I think they are doing a good job. They are working hard on keeping the community management up and healthy. And I think that's a tough job to do. We know that times are being turbulent, that people are getting emotional from time to time, and that, of course, may also create noise in the community, which goes in the direction of FUD, and that, of course, we cannot accept, because we don't want to just create fear without any reason in our community. And I think that's not only true for our community, but that's true for most of the sustainable communities which you see also in the crypto space. Therefore, I hope, dear Alexandru, that this was going into your direction and at least answered, or at least gave you my perception of this kind of issue. Then Joe Junior Cole is saying here, he seems to be a bit angry, saying, when are you going to give our money back? Don't really, dear Joe, understand that one. I think you bought tokens knowing in what project you bought tokens of. Now we are delivering this project. We are fully in line of our timeline. We have launched our crypto app. As promised on our roadmap, the product advancement is really good. The team advancement is really good. We are delivering on that. We promised that we have several exchanges at the trading start. It's going to happen now. Yes, the trading start took a bit longer, but for very good reasons, which, by the way, we also share on our Medium blog, which you can read down here if you check out basically the Medium about the exchange and listing announcement. You will find the explanation around that. So therefore, I think there is no reason for giving money back. I don't really understand your point, but you're welcome, dear Joe, to also follow up on your comment and to give some details on what exactly you mean here, and then I'm happy to also answer these points. Then Ralfi Stein is the next one, and saying here, wasn't it senseless for us users to vote for a listing if top 3 holders have 45% of all coins? How could we vote against that if you were speaking with the team for a later listing? Yeah, on this one, I think thanks for the question, Ralfi, and that's always a point. If you have high token concentrations on individual investors, which, by the way, you do have at most of the successful ICOs, because an ICO can only be successful if you're able to win big ticket investors, so-called whales, so-called syndicates. Now, of course, if you win over these kind of investors, then they have a strong say once it comes to community voting, because the community voting typically is carried out as a vote per token and not per head. And then, of course, there is a clear influence which these kind of bigger investors can have on the decision making. This is very true. So I cannot neglect what you are saying here. But on the other hand side, I think that is also part of fair, because at the end of the day, majority of the investment comes from these sources, and therefore people giving a ticket of, say, 3 million, 5 million euro in just one project also deserve, from a risk perspective, a stronger say if you're asking for their opinion. I think that is nothing unusual. That is something which is very common also, and which I think is best practice which you have in the market. So therefore, I do understand that not everyone may be happy with this kind of decision taking, but at the end of the day, that's something I guess one needs to accept once it comes to having different token buyers together, different ticket sizes together, and having then a voting structure which is by token and not by head. Because otherwise, if you would structure it other way, you would not win this bigger ticket investment in the first place, because then they would, of course, just twist the argument you are having now here, and they would say, look, I'm now giving you, say, 5 million euro in one ticket, and why would that be justified if someone who invested 50 euro to have the same say as I have if I give you 5 million? And I think that's also a very powerful argument which is there on the plate, which cannot so easily being neglected. So I hope, Ralfi, that you can understand that, and that's basically then how we also decided to take the decision there. Then CoinBody, hi, welcome back, CoinBody, one of our all-time participants, back again. Great to have you also in the AMA session here. Is asking the following. Can you make another voting campaign not to list SVD for now in this bearish market? Can you make another postponed for now? Thanks, CoinBody, for bringing this up. We do have these questions indeed also coming up and plopping up in our Telegram community, and we see that some of the users and some of the ICO token holders are now basically pushing this opinion forward. Nevertheless, since we have now prepared everything, since we are now already, and we also heard the voice of all the others saying now, it already took so long, we wanted to have the listing earlier, you should do it. I think now this decision has really been taken. It's now final, and we're going to execute it tomorrow night. There is no way around that. It's going to happen tomorrow night, August 10th, 8 p.m. We have now really worked towards this point. Everything is ready. We have done a lot of token marketing for this one, also creating more demand for the token. The whole team has worked toward this goal. The community is now excited for this one. So yes, we do see that people are bringing up this question, but dear CoinBody, I hope you and the others bringing up this topic can understand that now this time we are pushing forward with the listing plan as announced. We're gonna make the listing happen tomorrow night, Friday, August 10th, 8 p.m. Central European summertime. There is no way right now to hold that back any further. It's gonna happen, but I also think, and I said that earlier, it's so hard to have exactly right market time. One can try to optimize, but at the end, if you would now postpone, it's really unclear if the market would be better in 1 week from now, in 2 weeks from now, in 2 months from now. And I think that's the tricky part about market timing. It's extremely hard to get that right. People have hard time to optimize for market timing, and that you don't only see in the crypto market, but also at the usual and established stock markets. And therefore, I think we should not look too much onto this one. Of course, it's important, and of course, we do keep our fingers crossed that tomorrow there can be a good trading day in the crypto world, which would definitely help the trading start of the SAVEDROID token. But nevertheless, now again, postponing the token listing is not an option we do want to go for. I hope, dear CoinBody, that you can understand that. Then Alexandru, again, I see here you are not happy with the admins doing our job as a community management in the Telegram group. You're saying here, join our Telegram, but be careful what you ask, because they block you instantly to create a echo chamber. No, Alexandru, I think here we just need to be fair. That's not how our admins and community managers are behaving. As I already said, we are in constant discussions here how to improve that. But you see, there are sometimes people who are really unfriendly, who keep pushing and promoting FUD, even so that admins already pre-warned them. And so we are not just blocking someone for no reason. That's not going to happen. So what you're saying here is just not the truth. Admins are always looking very carefully. Blocking a user is just the very last step of an escalation process, which is in place. And of course, we're also seeing what is the user telling, what he's asking, what links is he sharing, stuff like that. And of course, there is just one topic where there is zero tolerance policy, and that's in regards of racism. So if there are any racistic comments, then of course there is zero tolerance. There's not going to be a warning. The user is going to be banned right away. But other than that, dear Alexandru, sorry that I cannot agree to what you're saying here. I think we have a very fair and very open-minded community policy, but we of course need to protect our community, and so do other ICOs. So that is nothing where we are behaving any special. Then we have another question here from Abdel, saying, please for bonus reps when I receive all. So I think the question, or then there's a second question, I don't receive all my bonus refs, when please. So that goes in the same direction, both from Abdel. I think, so what Abdel is referring here to is, so during the ICO, we had a referral bounty, which is if you refer another user purchasing SAVEDROID tokens, you would receive a referral bonus. Also these bonus tokens should have been minted by now. So therefore, Abdel, what I would kindly ask you, if you should have not yet received this referral tokens, please also reach out to one of our admins in the Telegram group. So it's @SAVEDROID on Telegram. You're going to find also the link down here. Please do join that, ask for an admin, and then explain him exactly what's your issue, and he will help you, guide you through, and answer your question. I think we for sure can then find out what is the issue with your account. But actually, this should have already done. So Abdel, please do contact our support team on our Telegram channel, and they will be happy to help you. Then we have Andreas Pielmeier here, one of our loud friends, as I see. Scam, fake, tank to zero, fake. Telegram is blocking a lot of us. Dear Andreas, thanks for giving good proof why the guys have banned you. Because if someone, that's just what I said, right? If someone is behaving like that, of course you get banned. Because what you're doing is you're not contributing anything to the community. You're shouting, right? There is even shouting here in the chat. Everything is written in capital letters. Scam, fake, tank to zero. What kind of a contribution is that to the community, honestly? And then you are wondering why you're getting banned. Sorry, but Andreas, I hope you can figure this one out for yourself. Yeah? Then next one, Zakia Mohammed is asking here, when will there be a beta app for iPhone? That's exactly what we're currently working on. So the beta for iPhone should be available now at the very latest end of September, beginning of October. That's the release timeline for our iOS app. The team is already on it. We are currently programming it, and the first version of the beta will be released on iOS end of September, beginning of October. Then Naresh is asking here, when can tokens will unlock? So the unlocking of the token, I'm just going to repeat once more because it seems to be a very important question today in the AMA. The unlocking of the token will be around also the trading start, which is 8 p.m. Central European summertime this Friday, August 10th. So please do, if you are in another time zone, please do convert the times to your time zone and make sure that you type in the Google time zone converter the S for the summertime. So Central European summertime if you do convert, right? So otherwise you will end up with the wrong time estimation in the calculation. And then the unlocking of the token and the trading start are going to be synchronized around 8 p.m. Friday, tomorrow night. Then the next question here from Rafi Stein is asking, will you create a buy wall to avoid a hard dumping at the start? Dear Rafi, so we ourselves are not, and that's part of the white paper. It's also throughout all the last AMA sessions I've been telling this. We are ourselves not proactively trading our token, right? We are not market makers of our own token. I do know that other ICOs do that. We are not doing that. Of course, the trading is an open topic. It's basically a free market where the eventual price will be determined on supply and demand. Building up buy walls, as you say, this will not be our strategy. I also think that buy walls will not actually prevent someone from dumping a token if he really is intending to do that. So that's definitely not going to be our strategy. Nevertheless, and I think that's even more important, as I already said, if you look to the total token allocation and what's really circulating out of that, I think that looks quite promising, right? Because we have a max supply of the tokens of roughly 7 billion. Out of the 7 billion, only 2.6 billion are circulating. And if you look to the top 20 wallets, only 3 out of the top 20 do not have any vesting and lockup restrictions. So 17 out of the top 20 do have vesting and lockup restrictions. So therefore, I think that's also a good sign towards this direction you are asking to. I hope that, dear Rafi, that helps you to understand the situation a bit better, but buy walls will be not our strategy. Then Naresh is asking here, when can I transfer tokens to my wallet? Again, 8 p.m. Central European summertime this Friday. That's in case, I guess, to most of the answers. If you don't know the answer yet, most of the cases, the answer tonight will be 8 p.m. Friday night, August 10th. So unlocking of the token, unlocking means, for all the ones who are not that technical, unlocking will mean that once the token is going to be unlocked, you can then freely transfer it from one wallet to another, and then the trading start should be around the same time. You're optimizing everything for 8 p.m. Central European summertime this Friday, August 10th. Next one with his question here is next one. Sorry. Next one again here is Alexandru. We had him already twice. Let's see what we have here this time. With your answer, you just proved to me you have no integrity. I was not insulting anyone, nor was I spreading FUD. I was seeking technical questions about the project, questions that were not answered at all. And in the end, I was blocked with no warning at all. If that should really have happened, again, I cannot believe it, because what we have as a policy is nobody is being blocked without a pre-warning, except for having really racistic commentaries and comments on the blog. If that should really happen, Alexandru, I'm sorry for that, but very honestly speaking, very frankly speaking, I cannot believe, because typically that is a behavior which we do not tolerate from our admins, and of course we have a look also to what they are doing. We are reviewing that regularly, so I don't hope and I actually cannot believe that this is true. And if that should be really the case, I do apologize, but typically that is not what is happening. Then we again have some comments of Andreas, at least now in small letters. I see we are making an advancement here. Andreas is now writing, SAVEDROID is going to be worthless. Get out while you can. It's good, dear Andreas, that you have this perspective. I think others don't share it, which is also fine. But this again goes in the direction of spreading FUD, right? Again, you're just giving this comment. You're not bringing any argument to the discussion, to the table here. Not creating any insight with what you are saying. I would really wish, if there is negative feelings about the project, if there is negative feelings about the tokens, do bring up the points. Say, I don't like the color of the app, I don't like the logo, I don't like the guy who's always here in the AMA session, sitting here in front of the camera and talking bullshit for 1 hour in a row, whatsoever. But please at least bring something to the table that we can have a discussion. But by just having statements like this, that is not really a discussion which we can have, dear Andreas. Christian Hermann is optimistic on the other hand side for our token. He says product is in place, and then SVD and 3 rockets. I think all of us know what he wants to tell us with this one. Then we have Jan, and he's asking here, do you know the exchange? I think, not so sure what you're referring to, but let me just repeat once. The 4 exchanges we're starting off with tomorrow, it's going to be HitBTC, it's going to be Bancor, it's going to be IDEX, it's going to be TIDEX. There may be a few smaller decentralized ones which may jump onto the train of listing SVD just recently. We need to double confirm. We will then announce once double confirmed also here on the channels, and more exchanges will follow and will be announced over the next weeks. I cannot yet tell you which ones they're going to be, but hopefully next week we will be able to disclose another exchange. Let us keep you updated in this regards. Then Rafi again is saying here, or asking here, you were delaying the listing because of the bear market a few months ago. Now you want to list, but the market is way lower than back there. That delay was senseless, wasn't it? No, I would not say so, right? Because Rafi, to your point, there were actually, if you also look, and I think our team has in the meanwhile posted also the link to the Medium blog post. We had two arguments, right? Why we wanted to postpone the listing. The first one being was we wanted to get our product live. That has been done. As also Christian was just saying, checkbox ticked. So this is important, and why this is important, let me just take a minute to explain it. We have seen on the market that typically pre-product tokens have been performing much worse than tokens which do have a live product in place, right? And that's essentially to the point. So for us, it was important to have our product out there, to have a live product everybody can see, where there are real users, real reviews, that we can really create understanding that SAVEDROID is a company which has a live and up and running product, which has a good user feedback. And this is now in place. This has not been in place in the past, so that was very important to deliver this milestone. And then, yes, to your point, the second argument was wait for a more stable market environment. Now, it looked good in the first place when we did then the announcement. Now it deteriorated this week, unfortunately, a bit too much. But to your point, no, it was not completely pointless, because one argument is still there, having now the product in place. The second one, unfortunately, a bit diminished, because now the markets have been going down and Bitcoin is again below the mark of 7,000 US. That's unfortunate, but nevertheless, the product is there, and therefore we don't want to postpone it any further. That's the rationale behind this one. Then, yeah, again, people asking here, price prediction just for fun. No, sorry. The issue with this one is I just also for legal reasons cannot do this. That would be, unfortunately, as we are also, this is one of the points, you know, we're sitting in Germany, highly regulated market. If you are a company in Germany, you cannot proactively estimate and comment on the opening price of your token. So therefore, I do hope that you can understand that. Really sorry for this one, but do have this discussion in the community. I guess there are many people who have their own opinions, who want to share their opinions, who want to discuss also controversially, and therefore please have all this chats inside Telegram, on Twitter, on Bitcoin Talk, wherever you prefer. But unfortunately, I cannot participate on this one for legal reasons also. Then we have Ceylon asking here, again, prediction for the price. We had that, sorry, cannot do it. Then Abdel again, yeah, I hope that, as I told you earlier, you can reach out and talk to the admins in our Telegram group. They will help you with your referral tokens. Please go ahead and do that. Then we have Matthias Matz asking for chat in German. Yes, we have both. We have, I don't know if you know, relating to the AMA, there's going to be a German AMA just after this. German AMA is going to take place at 7 p.m. Central European Summertime. So bitte noch ein bisschen Geduld, bald geht's los. And we also do have a German Telegram group on Telegram, obviously, because Telegram group. And this you can also join. So maybe, dear community team, if you can also post the link to join the German Telegram group in the comment section, maybe as direct answer also to Matthias Matz' question here, just in case that he was asking for the Telegram group. If you're asking for the AMA, it's going to happen at 7 p.m. tonight, and then we can also chit chat in Deutsch. Now, again, price prediction, we had that, skipping that, sorry that I cannot participate. Then we have Adam. Adam is asking here, When will the app be available for UK people? As you can't wait, as I can't wait to sign up. So that depends on your OS. So if you have an Android device, you should already be able to download the app. However, we are currently in an invitation-only mode. So meaning you can then, if you are located in the UK, if you have an Android device, you can already download the app. But then you need to wait until our algorithm will pull you out and send you your personal invitation. Currently, the invitation status is that every few days we are pulling a few thousand of our ICO crowd to invite them to the crypto beta. Therefore, it's taking a bit of time, and it's basically an algorithm, so it's randomized. And nevertheless, what you can already do, if you are excited about the application, if you're excited about SAVEDROID, you can definitely participate in our bounty campaign, because that is already running. So the bounty campaign you will find inside the Android application. So if you download this one, you can then already jump into the bounty campaigns. There are a lot of different bounty campaigns. You can spread the word for the SAVEDROID project, for the SAVEDROID crypto saving app. And this is basically to shorten your waiting time until the app will then get available for you. If you should be on the side of all the Apple guys and waiting for the iOS release, then you need to be a bit more patient until end of September or beginning of October. That's the current release timeline we are targeting for the iOS release of our crypto savings app. So I hope that dependent on which OS you're using, I could answer your question, dear Adam. So then Takia is saying, Mohammed is saying, I'm hoping this project goes well. Thank you for your hard work and transparency. Thanks so much, Mohammed, for the positive feedback. Highly appreciated. We'll also share it with the team. The team is also always happy if we have some good feedback to share from the community. That's always what keeps us motivated. Thanks so much for this one. Then we have Rashid Malik here. How much SVD exchange rate? I think that also probably goes in the direction of asking for what is the first price on the exchange. Unfortunately, on this one, I cannot comment. But Rashid, I think you will find many community members whom you can discuss this with. If you're asking for the sales price of one SVD token, then it was in the main sale 1 euro cent for one SVD, and the pre-sale it was basically plus a bonus of 30%. So basically for 1 euro cent you would then receive 1.3 SVD tokens, but the main sale price was 1 euro cent to 1 SVD. Then Dennis Biermann is asking, when beta in Germany? Yeah, Dennis, I would be happy to let you know an exact timing. Unfortunately, I cannot, and I'm getting a bit upset by this by myself. Issue for this one is not that we are technically not ready. Issue is that regulation makes this really, really challenging, since BaFin has taken a very conservative regulatory approach to cryptocurrencies and classified them as a financial instrument. It's extremely hard to offer our service at this point in Germany. So we would need a banking license. Now, of course, the banking license would not be from us as the company. We could also collaborate with someone whom we could borrow the license from. But nevertheless, this kind of offers in Germany are just now going to the market. So what we are doing, and this is what I can promise you, Dennis, is we are currently investigating all opportunities which may be there to list our product, our app in the German Play and App Store as soon as possible. However, given this tight regulation, it's not as easy as we would wish. So therefore, I can really not tell you a meaningful timeline at this point in time. It may be, if everything goes well, that it's just a question of a couple of weeks or a few months. But if things don't develop that well, it may also take a longer time. So therefore, I'm sorry, I do know that this is not a really satisfying answer, but here it's not so much that we unfortunately can control this by ourselves. We are doing the best we can, trying to find opportunities how to structure the setup so that legally and from a compliance point of view, we can make it happen as soon as possible. But here really the strict regulation of BaFin is currently the hindering thing, the roadblock, so to speak. Coinbody is bringing up one question about the "and it's gone" action, which took place on April 18th. As you know, this is already quite some time back. I think it went throughout all the crypto press and also the more classical financial press. It was about the action where we shut down the website for one day. And I think since we have already discussed that also in the last AMA sessions, I don't want to spend too much time on this one, Coinbody, but actually good that you bring it up also for the new joiners. If someone should just Google SAVEDROID, find that, and may have questions, what was that intended to be? Why did we do that? Maybe just some few short sentences about this one. So our whole intention, right, was to make it very clear that currently the whole ICO market is very scammy. We have experienced that in our own ICO, we were scammed or trying to be scammed many times. Our own community was trying to be scammed and still is trying to be scammed. So much scam going on around Telegram, around all the other channels. And that really stressed us out and freaked out. And we said, look, we need to find a way in how to communicate that. And then we did this action, and it's gone, and we put down our website. Now, of course, after reflecting of this one, the results are very twofold. On the one hand side, yes, we do need to apologize for our whole community. We do understand that this was not the right measure to take. This was not adequate, and we caused a lot of trouble and a hard time for the people who bought our token. And I'm truly and genuinely sorry for that. So I do apologize in the highest manner I can. On the other hand side, we do see that the scammy market conditions in the ICO industry continue. And I think we should not just tolerate that. And I think we should not just close our eyes before that, but we must be proactive. And that's our mission from here. We do want to take up that point. We want to be an advocate. We want to be a lobbyist for establishing higher quality standards in the ICO market. And that's what we are working on. We are working on this one by approaching other crypto companies, finding allies in transporting this mission, but also and we're still working on this one, getting out an ICO due diligence checklist, a small tool which will be powerful and which will enable small investors in order to do a high-level due diligence, at least for any ICO project, and come to a more informative and more information-based investment decision. I think that's key also to reduce the playing field of all the scammers out there. So that was our motivation in the first place. The measure was not adequate, so we did fail. We did not reach the goal in actually making the story very clear. Therefore, we are now working very hard on this one. And as you know, we have also since then increased transparency level with our community, not only by having bi-weekly to monthly AMA sessions, but also by having quarterly community meetups. And sorry, by the way, before I forget this one, next week, Wednesday, right? So it's very shortly after our exchange listing this Friday. Next week, Wednesday, you are all who are listening here cordially invited to our first SAVEDROID meetup. Last time we had the SAVEDROID barbecue, which was just about getting to know one another, having a sausage, having a beer together, and having a good discussion. Really socializing a bit with our community. This time, we are testing a new concept, which is the meetup concept, which is we invite you guys to join us either physically here in Frankfurt at our offices, or you can also do it via web streaming. So we will live stream the whole event. Please do sign up at the event on meetup.com. So kindly also post the meetup sign up link for the event. Here in the comment section, you guys can see it down below. Just go there to the meetup platform and do sign up for the event. What you will experience there is an exclusive sneak peek behind the facades of SAVEDROID. You will be able to see and meet the team. The team will tell you what they're actually working on, about our strategy, about our AI, about our mission, about our team values, what motivates us to work for SAVEDROID, to deliver on our mission. All that will happen next week, Wednesday. This is also one of the results of the action which we took then, to have this regular community events, and the next one now next week, Wednesday. Join us, please. You can do it here in Frankfurt. You can do it virtually. And the sign-up link you will find just down below. Next one is then from Coin Vadi, saying thanks to SAVEDROID AG, who have such a great leader. Thanks so much. I am damn sure this project will boom, having a great CEO. And thanks so much, Coin Vadi, highly appreciated. But as you know, it's always a team effort here, right? I cannot do anything without the full team working for SAVEDROID, and therefore it's a team effort. So thanks for being that kind with the positive feedback. And I will take this opportunity to basically give this feedback further to the team, and say thank you to the team supporting me. I mean, you guys only always see me here sitting in front of the camera, but we do have 20 people working for SAVEDROID in the meantime, while I'm just doing the talking here. And that's why the whole project can advance, right? And therefore, it's always a team play. Otherwise, there would be no progress. So thanks a lot, but it's not definitely not a one-man show here. Rafi is asking here, I can buy and save coins throughout your app. So that sounds to me that this app is like Coinbase with a savings option. Yeah, you could describe it as that, but I think it goes actually far beyond. If you take a step back, the whole motivation about doing this, right, and the whole idea of the SAVEDROID crypto savings app is, in the first place, to make crypto extremely easily accessible to mass market users, right? So we have seen that currently adoption barriers are extremely high. Sign up at an exchange, set up a wallet, keep your private key. Users are not getting this. And we saw that throughout our ICO process, throughout whoever we're talking to, even so that people are claiming they are interested in cryptocurrency, right? Let me just make a very basic example. Users are not getting that a private key cannot be recovered, because in their minds, a private key is a password. And if it's a password, the password is always able to be recovered. It's not with a private key. So that is just to show you at which low level these complications already start. So therefore, we have now the SAVEDROID crypto savings app. That's where we come into play. And our whole idea is to make crypto saving as easy as just a normal savings account. So how would that work? Is you download our app, you connect your credit card, then you set up a concrete savings goal. So it's not really about buying tokens, it's not really about trading tokens, but the whole idea is that you say, look, I want to save up for some bigger goal. And now I do believe that cryptocurrencies will perform well over the next month, over the next year. So it's really meant for longer term saving, for hodling, not so much for trading, because trading apps are so many out in the markets. That's not where we want to play. We really want to offer a savings plan, a savings opportunity. Therefore, also our vision is not to only offer saving in one coin like Bitcoin, but what we are currently building, and that's where AI comes into play, is we are building diversified portfolios of coins and tokens. So the whole idea is also to bring down volatility. This is another very important aspect in driving mass market adoption, because if you look to what people currently scarce at the crypto market, it's the high volatility that you have, and we somehow need to flatten that out. And that's what we're trying to do by using an AI algorithm, which now our AI team is building up and which we're then going to implement in the app. So you're not going to save by just saving in one coin, but you're actually saving, you're splitting your micro savings, as small as a round up, just a few cents, in a portfolio, in a diversified portfolio of different coins and tokens. And that's the whole idea. So I think it goes far beyond what you can do with Coinbase or any other service currently out there. It's even much more simple than this kind of services. If you download our app and if you will be invited to our beta, you will see what we mean when we say bringing crypto to the masses and making it easy. It's really like a simplistic app. It has nothing to do with the crypto world there. It's really meant to address first-time crypto users, so you don't need to have any expert knowledge on this one, and therefore I think there are clear differentiating factors to other players like Coinbase or the like. I do hope, Rafi, and highly appreciate that you have so many questions, so no need to worry. I do basically I think that we differentiate quite a lot here. Then Christian Hermann is asking, when should we expect new coins integrated? If you're referring now to the question, so as I just said, we're going to save up in a portfolio. Then the portfolio is going to consist of different coins. Currently in the beta, there's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and we will now very recently then add 2 further coins, which are going to be Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin. So we're going to upgrade the SAVEDROID portfolio to 4 coins, and that will happen by end of this month. So end of August, basically, we will have a portfolio approach then consisting of the 4 coins of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin. These are the next 2 coins which we're going to integrate, and more coins are then going to follow soon. Then René Buchweitz is saying, give me access to my account now. Not so sure exactly what you mean on this one, René. I would kindly ask you to reach out to, again, our support staff, to our admins on Telegram. We have posted here, we do have, by the way, because the name is looking German also, we also do have a German Telegram group in the meanwhile. You will find both signups links. So for the German Telegram group as well as for the English Telegram group, whichever language you prefer, here in the comment section below the video. So please do join this Telegram group of your choice. Then ask for an admin, and he will be able to assist you for getting access to your account again, René. And then I think the 2 of you, you and the admin, you will find your way, and everything will hopefully be fine. So please reaching out to our admins, and that should help it. Then Abdel again asking here, French or Italian language. I guess you're asking for the app. Currently, at this point in time, not yet planned in the first place. So the app is going to be internationally available in English language. And then we're going to reprioritize and do a market research. And we're going to see and want to provide localized versions beginning from 2019. So before we localize, this will take a bit of time. Strategy is now to first add more features to the app. The app will run in English language outside of Germany in the meanwhile, and then we have added more features, then work in localization, which should start from the first quarter of 2019, so next year. Then Dennis saying here, okay, thank you for the information, Yasin. Then we have to wait. Yeah, unfortunately, Germans unfortunately need to be a bit patient. I know that this is unfortunate. Sorry, some fly around our office here. Then Kristen also asking, could you please update the progress in the ICO consultancy? Yeah, so what you're referring to is basically also regarding the action of And It's Gone. You know that we announced at that time. We have clarified, because I think that was a bit misunderstanding in this direction, how it has been communicated in the first place. So we, as the SAVEDROID AG, so the SAVEDROID Stock Corporation, which is the main company, we will not and we cannot engage in ICO consulting services. Nevertheless, and that's basically what is out there, we are opportunistically looking into the assets which we have created in our ICO, and then basically, if you're getting approached by other ICOs who are of good quality, who are trustworthy, may then basically leverage this asset. So to make one practical example, this could be, for example, a repurchase, a resale of our ICO website. But that's more or less it. So there is no practical, no time-consuming consulting happening. And that's not what SAVEDROID AG is meant for. SAVEDROID AG, the stock corporation, is meant for building a fiat savings app, which is live in Germany, for building a crypto savings app, which is live internationally, which will become available in Germany then once we have solved the regulatory roadblocks. And that's our core business. There is 100% of the focus, and consulting activity can only be done outside of the stock corporation by potentially a subsidiary company. But at this point in time, the decision is very clear. There's no subsidiary company in place. So that may be an option to go for in the future, but currently that is nothing we are following up on proactively. Then René again saying here, could you please give us information about our accounts? René, not so sure what you mean. Whoever participated in the ICO does have an account. There is a login area on our ICO website, ico.savedroid.com. If you click there to log in, then you must use the same credentials that you used to set up the account originally, right? So if you've lost your credentials, then you need to recover your password. In this way, then there is a password recovery function also. But at this point in time, from what you're writing here, really cannot understand exactly what you're referring to. I think the easiest way to get your question answered and everything clarified will be if you can kindly join our Telegram channel, as I suggested, reach out for an admin, and he can assist you one-on-one, can answer your questions very specifically. I think that's the most efficient way, René, to go for you. I hope that this is a good solution for you. Then we have CoinBody here again saying, how emotionally intelligent we handle the criticism. Thanks so much for the positive feedback, CoinBody. Highly appreciate as always. Then we have Suman here saying when it will be listed on HitBTC. Good to have this question then once more. So again, for the late joiners, actually good to mention again, tomorrow, Friday, August 10th at 8 p.m. Central European Summer Time. That's going to be the listing date. And this listing date, we are trying to orchestrate all the exchanges. It's going to be HitBTC, it's going to be Bancor, it's going to be IDEX, it's going to be TIDEX. So all the 4 exchanges should start trading at 8 p.m. Central European Summer Time. And do be careful if you want to convert that in your local time zone using a time zone converter. Do make sure that you convert Central European Summer Time, not Central European Time, because otherwise you will do probably a calculation error. So therefore, please pay attention when converting the time zones. But it's going to be 8 p.m. tomorrow, Friday night, August 10th, German local time. Then Konvadi here saying, okay, how is it working currently in the app to load the account using PayPal? And then how has this been implemented? So Konvadi here, you are fully right. If you're currently a user of our crypto savings app, that's what we're currently testing, is that basically as an alternative payment method as compared to credit card, you could also use your PayPal account, right? So that could be a very interesting option for us in the future, where basically users sign up in the app, connect their PayPal. As you know, you can also use PayPal for a login in the first place. That would make the process even smoother for the sign up. And then the savings amount, so the loading of the SAVEDROID account would be done by using PayPal. And I think, yes, as you say correctly, hopefully this can be a very attractive option. We are currently testing it in our beta. We don't know the results yet. We also need to wait for user feedback and need to see if users like that. But hopefully this can be one very interesting option, which we can then operate in parallel to credit card payments. So the optimal outcome would be in the future to actually offer both pay by credit card, pay by PayPal. And if you can have both, I think then we can make the most users happy, because everybody can then choose the preferred means of payment in order to load the SAVEDROID savings account for the crypto savings. That's at least basically the logic we are currently following. Then basically, if I see that correctly, I'm just now following up with my community team. Do we have any further questions, or is that the set of questions for the moment being. While we're double confirming on this one other question, by the way, and then I think that came up in the community also, I was told before, is basically the question, what is actually the usage of the SAVEDROID token inside the app, right? Because, and I think it's a valid question, because only a few users have been invited to the beta so far. So once the app is live and you can use the app, you will always be able to use the SVD token to pay your fees inside the SAVEDROID app with the SAVEDROID token. So the SAVEDROID token essentially is then a means of in-app payment. And the very important part about this one is, and the very interesting part about this one is, that firstly, the SAVEDROID token will be the only way to pay fees inside the SAVEDROID ecosystem. So you will not be able to pay using euro or US dollars, for example. So that means that all the users using SAVEDROID will create a demand for SAVEDROID token, and will then have a very convenient opportunity to buy SAVEDROID token in our app. So that's good, because that will create some demand for the SAVEDROID token. The bigger our user number, the bigger our user grows, the higher demand for the SAVEDROID token. That's positive, obviously. Then secondly, and that's also very interestingly to mention, is that the SAVEDROID token has a built-in deflation mechanism. So what does that mean? So say we are now receiving 100 SVD as a payment for the SAVEDROID service, then we're going to burn a certain percentage of these tokens, right? And the good news here is that once we burn, say, 20%, meaning we receive 100, we burn 20, so only 80 tokens remain, and only the 80 tokens will then be recirculated in the market. And that essentially means that the supply of the SAVEDROID token will decrease over time. And that's the token economics behind, right? So the SAVEDROID token is going to be a means of in-app payment, whereas it's the only means of in-app payment every user requires to hold SAVEDROID token and to use them for payment. So a higher user number goes hand in hand with a higher demand for the token. And on the other hand side, whenever we receive a token for payment, we're going to burn a certain percentage of this token. So that will then result in a decreasing supply of the SVD. And that is meant to support the future value and the future price of the token. So hopefully that also explains how the SVD token is working inside the SAVEDROID ecosystem, in the SAVEDROID app, what it can be used for, and where the value can be derived from. That to be explained here. And therefore, thanks a lot. I see that we have, for the moment being, all the questions answered. No new questions at this point in time. So let me use that opportunity to close down this AMA by just wrapping it up and give you again in a nutshell the most important message about the SVD listing. The SVD listing at 4 different crypto exchanges is happening tomorrow night, Friday night, August 10th at 8 p.m. German local time. So that's 8 p.m. Central European Summer Time, CEST. And so please be patient until then. Watch and monitor your local time zones to make sure that you don't miss it. If you want to trade, if you want to buy, if you want to sell the token, there is one important thing to understand. The token will be unlocked only once the trading starts. So unlocking of the token that is movable from one wallet to another wallet, this will happen at 8 p.m. and then trading is going to start at 8 p.m. And we're going to optimize all 4 exchanges, HitBTC, IDEX, TIDEX, and Bancor, to this 8 p.m. trading start deadline. Of course, we're trying our best to have everything ready at the second, at the minute, but the key question is, will that come true? We cannot guarantee 100% because typically exchanges may have, due to technical topics, a slight delay. So please don't get frustrated. If you want to stay updated, please do join our Telegram channels. We have, as well as for the German as for the English Telegram channel, the joining link here in the comment section. And if you join the Telegram channels, we will announce there once the token is live at the different exchanges, so you cannot miss it. This is also one good opportunity for you to be 100% on the safe side, to being informed when the trading start occurs. So that's basically about the timing, about the exchanges. What else is important? If you look to the token stats, and that's important now for you if you want to see how many tokens are there and who actually can sell the token or who is a potential buyer to evaluate. We have in our ICO, after we have burned the unsold tokens and we kept the free floats to 60%, we have now a total number of, so to speak, max supply of tokens, which is out there, roughly 7 billion. Roughly 7 billion SAVEDROID token is the max supply. Now, out of the 7 billion, only 2.6 billion SAVEDROID token are circulating, meaning that the vast majority of tokens is restricted and is not up for sale immediately. I think that's a very good, a very strong message for you guys. Also, if you look to the biggest holders of the token, if you look to the biggest addresses, you will find that 17 out of the top 20 addresses are restricted by lockups. So the tokens are not freely tradable, meaning that only 3 out of the top 20 addresses will be able to trade freely. I think that's another positive message here. So that's important to understand, basically, the interaction which we are having with our investors. Of course, investors also being on board for the longer term of the project, supporting that, rather having a hodler strategy, therefore accepting lockups. I think that's good news for the whole project and for the token price. And last but not least, it may be that smaller decentralized exchanges may jump onto the train and list SVD by just short notice, right? So you may see some tweets going up tomorrow from smaller decentralized exchanges saying SVD is listed here, SVD is listed there. Please do make sure, because that could also be in some way be scam. Please be careful as always. We will always double confirm if this is legit, and only if it's legit, then we will also post that on our channels, right? And that is what we will do. So therefore, if you want to be on the safe side, please be careful. Follow our channels. Follow us on Twitter. It's @SAVEDROIDAG. Follow us on Telegram. Join our channel. The links are down here. And only have a look to the genuine content which we provide. Please don't get ripped off by scammers there. We do expect that around the trading start, there's going to be a lot of scam again happening, because we have been a large ICO. So therefore, please be careful. That's really my message for you guys in the community. Stay safe, be smart, don't get scammed. All for the rest, I wish to you a good and successful trading start. Also, if you wish, if you would have been a late joiner, or if you see that on YouTube after the upload and still want to participate in the next AMA before the trading start, there's going to be a new one happening tomorrow, Friday, 1 p.m. German local time. So 1 p.m. CEST. That's the good news for the late joiners. For the ones who are now seeing that videotaped here on YouTube, you still have an opportunity if you are able to make it tomorrow, Friday, August 10th, 1 p.m. German local time. The session will be in English language only, no German AMA tomorrow. The German one is going to happen right now, next after this. And tomorrow, 1 p.m., we do have the very, very final opportunity for you to get your question answered around the SVD listing start. And we do have then also some news updates regarding the smaller decentralized exchanges, which we could already validate until then. So stay tuned to also join our last AMA session before the token listing tomorrow, Friday, August 10th, 1 p.m. Central European summertime. That is German local time. Thanks so much for bearing with me tonight. Do spread the word about the SVD listing with your friends, with your communities. There is a bounty program. As you know, you can participate in this one using our mobile app. Please do follow the instructions also on our Medium blog, which we will also post here, how to participate in the bounty. And so if you wish to spread the word, you can of course also earn some free SVD tokens. Of course, we do appreciate that if you do so. So keep it up, keep up the good team spirit. Thanks so much for your ongoing and enduring support. Highly appreciated, and have a good night. See you tomorrow. Thanks so much.